The beta version of Kangaroo Builder can now build control rigs for Unreal. The first thing to do after you've built the character, under Create Unreal Skeleton function, click the Export FBX button. I've done this already, and imported it into Unreal Engine. Then right-click on the skeleton mesh and click Create Control Rig. Then open this. At first it's empty, and it's not doing anything. Let's go back to Maya. At the time it built the Maya rig, it created a Python file that you can find when the Create Unreal function is selected. Copy that one. Now in Unreal, go to Tools and Execute Python script, and specify the copied Python script. Now it'll take a minute, so I'll fast forward. And here we are. The whole rig is in this graph. There's actually an option to separate some parts into function, which makes a few things more convenient, but to get a better overview, this one is better. If we look at it more in detail, here at the top there's a spine rig, which uses the latest spline nodes. Then for the arm, at first we have some blending nodes. Here's the FK setup. The IK setup is a little bit more complex. The lower arm twist is basically just twisting the twist joints based on the hand rotation. The upper arm twist is a little bit more complex, because it's also removing the default twisting from the upper arm. Now the red boxes are the right side. Here I've got the neck setup. Then some simple FK setups. The tongue. The leg is similar to the arm, except that here I've got just IK. But if you switch on FK in Maya, you would also have some FK-IK blending. The last section is the muscle joints. I use those a lot for maintaining volume and creating some sliding. It's those joints here. So if I rotate the lower arm, for example, you can see it behaves like a piston. And you can see I created them in the whole body, all over the place. Now let's look at it from an animator's perspective. And now let's look at the Python code that generated the control rig. You don't actually have to adjust it, but if you want to, you can. And the code is pretty readable. Here, for example, I have the simple center of gravity control. I'm putting that into a new sequencer plug. The comments box is created with the reset function at the beginning, and then the finish create function after all the nodes are created. If we look at the spine, we also have the comments box create command at first, and then the finish create command in the end, and in between those is all the setup. Another interesting part is the control shaping section. It has a lot of set control shape transform calls that are generated based on the control curves in Maya. In Maya, it basically just calculated the translation and scale of the controls to make sure that those controls are as similar as possible in Unreal.